If you could have the entire world know one fact or piece of knowledge, what would it be and why? You are not the only person on the planet. Public places, airports, security checkpoints. They are there for a reason. Wait your turn. Be kind. You don't know if my dad, mum, cat, big died today or not. We all have emotions. Yours is not top trumps. This and every single thing you do has a consequence, every single thing. Just because two things happen around the same time doesn't mean one thing caused the other thing. Causation is when one event directly leads to another event happening. For example, turning on a light switch makes the light turn on effect. Correlation, on the other hand, is when two things are related or linked in some way, that one doesn't necessarily cause the other. For instance, there might be a correlation between eating ice cream and drowning rates they both increase in summer. But eating ice cream doesn't cause drowning. Samsung, Android, Apple, an extortionate company that makes very average products and prices them as top of the line, taking advantage of not very smart people by making it seem like their products are premium when they're not. The one fact I'd want everyone to know is that small acts of kindness can have a profound impact on the world. Kindness creates a ripple effect, improving the lives of others and fostering a culture of compassion and understanding. It encourages more positive interactions, reduces conflicts, and enhances overall well-being. By recognizing the power of kindness, we can collectively create a more empathetic and supportive society. Present work billions of electric rotating nanomotors in your body, very similar to the one in a Mazda X7 Wonkel type, converting electrical gradient protons into chemical storage energy ATP. Now, try to sleep while imagining all your crazy number of motors raging at hundreds of rotation per second in your body. How to properly understand statistics. Any statistic, instantaneously, automatic, with no chance of falling for something put in a misleading way. That comes with, for example, losing the concept of perceived risk because you automatically just understand if something is or isn't more likely of something else. Either that or enough pharmacology to make most medicine conspiracies collapse on themselves. When the police say, anything you say can and will be used against you, they mean exactly what they said. Not might, not may, but will, and not to help you. Not to uncover the truth. Against you. Lawyer the fuck up, especially if you are innocent. It is not possible to speak and help yourself. Anything you say will be used against you. They just told you that. You absolutely cannot count on anyone but the people who care about you to be responsible for your health or well-being. Not the government. Not corporations. Not random strangers who don't know you and have their own problems. And no amount of legislation or moral posturing, guilt, shaming, or haranguing will ever make that false. That Curly Neal of the Three Stooges actually was not a bald man. He would shave his head for productions. But when he was not filming, he had a full head of hair that would grow back in, and it was an afro. Hence his nickname Curly. His hair would grow out so much that no one would ever recognize him in public. You ain't getting a free caramel frappuccino with 2 pumps of coconut drizzle, 3 spoons of cocoa powder, 7 exhales of human breath, and enough stained glass to kill a chicken during Lent. Now pay the £2.73. It's not the end of the world, Cheryl. Which our society, Western liberal democracies, is unfair or sucks is due primarily to rich people and their greed, and not due to people of other ethnicities, sexualities, gender identities, religions. But rich people love when not rich people can be convinced to hate and blame each other. The book This Will Make You Smarter by John Brockman is a collection of the smartest people in the world answering that exact question. His other work, This Idea Must Die, is the opposite, asking what is the one idea you wish you could eradicate. I'm reading them each again for the 3rd time. All electronics eventually wear out. Yes, you bought the top-of-the-line TV, AVR, fancy remote, etc. Just because it was expensive does not mean that it will last forever. Ask yourself how often you need a new phone now. Why in the hell are you holding on to a 15-year-old plasma TV? The government has not, and never will, give a damn about you. You're nothing but a number to them and a way to get rich off of your hard work. The government will not protect you. You have to protect yourself. Every government, given the chance, will become a fascist totalitarian regime. The concept of the carbon footprint was promoted by an agency at the behest of British Petroleum to deflect attention away from the link between fossil fuels and climate change. Also, Exxon had internal reports accurately predicting climate change going back to the late 1970s. You can't change what people believe even with overwhelming evidence to the contrary. People still believe the election was stolen, still believe the earth is flat, still believe vaccines are dangerous. They don't care about evidence. They only care about their belief. That there are some people that only see themselves as the main character in the world and everyone else as extras in their life. They only care about the extras if it benefits themselves. Probably not a type of person you'd want to elect into a government office. Your Googling reading an article tweet does not constitute the same level of understanding of true experts. Why? Because it's alarming how little people trust experts in their fields this day and age. We've got people who think the earth is flat now. Nuts. Cattle's incompleteness theorems and their necessity to the world that we see. In other words, we will never find an objective ethical construct or deterministic physics or whatever else, insofar as it is a priori with reference to the noumenal world. Religion is not real. There is no heaven. You get no virgins. You don't reincarnate. You don't level up and get your own planet and so on. So much hate thrown out by religion's people because they think theirs is the correct way. Nothing has an inherent meaning. Meaning is created and assigned by people, and you have the ultimate freedom to determine what things mean to you. Always be suspicious of those trying to force meanings for things on you. Technology, mostly weapons, is far more advanced than what is available to the mass public. The kinds of things that get tested in the farthest corners of the world would shatter the world's perception of reality. When Viggo Mortensen kicked the helmet and screamed in the scene from the Two Towers, he actually broke a toe. I'd let everyone know that so I didn't have to see that facto every other goddamn day on Reddit. Fix your own problems before you try to fix the world's problems. Too many people in the world are too worried about politics and the world at large more than their own happiness and improving themselves. The world would be a better place without greed. Greed ends in war, and in war innocent people will die. Those people could have solved hunger and cured many diseases, but never got a chance to. The scale of the universe, and how dumb it is for us to fight over the planet. There is enough room in the galaxy for every person to have their own planet. We need to expand and grow. Undocumented immigrants pay around $6 billion in taxes and social security every year. Imagine if that money suddenly vanished from our economy. Edited to correct amount. The Matrix is real. Don't panic, just go with the flow and breath. Why? Well, simply put, we need the Matrix and the Matrix needs us. Simple as the simplest form I can put it. The organized religion you belong to is not the one and only. Most people get their religion from their parents. Why is yours correct and the many others are not correct? All politicians are swayed, one way or another, by lobbyist money. That's why we never get policy all the way figured out. Maybe not Bernie, but the rest, for sure. Probably how the universe was created. It would help stop to all the evil shit religions do. I mean, or not. And I guess I would start believing in God then, I guess. The person on the other side of any conflict is still a human fucking being. With thoughts, emotions, logic and passions. Right or wrong, everyone is a human being. The world is bigger than one person can see. You are not the center of anything but your own life, and others have lives like that, too. It's worth it to be kind. Your excessively bright headlights are dangerous and flashing me back with your high beams. When I flash you with mine to tell you I can't see makes you an asshole. All religions are made up by man, and they're a hoax. All religious leaders are simply living off the gullibility of people who believe this nonsense. I'm always right and should be listened to without exception. If everyone would follow that little rule, I could fix all the world's problems. Which religion, if any, was correct? A lot of people would lose meaning, but after another generation or two, the world would be a much safer place. Conan's podcast isn't funny if Sona and Matt aren't there. Especially Sona, because her laugh is contagious. It's not helpful, but it's true. Water isn't wet. It's a substance that makes things wet upon coming into contact with it. The other one is, we are all born anti-racist. Just because someone disagrees with you, that doesn't mean they dislike you. You can have a debate without getting your feelings involved. The election was stolen. When Mrs. Dick left for lunch, we changed a bunch of ballots. Max should never had been grade for class president. Measuring the voltage of a battery is not a way to check if the battery is properly charged. Why under load? The voltage may reduce. There is an exoplanet with a surface temperature of over 400 degrees Celsius. It is covered in ice. The ice is perpetually on fire. We would all get off the aeroplane faster if we exit the rows from the rear of the plane first and worked our way forward. Going plant-based is necessary for humanity to survive. Animal agriculture is far too damaging and resource-intensive. All religions are complete and utter bullshit. Completely made up, most likely as a way for the few to control the many. Men have XY chromosomes and women have XX chromosomes. This is the biological fact of what is a man and what is a woman. Just because it feels right does not mean it is. If everybody knew that, populist parties would maybe get irrelevant. Keep right, pass left. I swear to God, traffic due to congestion would 90 go away if people just fucking did this.